We have an insane chapter this month with Boruto crushing Hidari, launching the strongest attack ever, the fate of Sasuke, and the crazy twist in the end, so make sure to stay tuned for this one. Chill the Hokage within and smash that like button if you enjoy watching Boruto reviews like this one on the channel and want to keep them coming. Make this the video you join the Leaf Village if you haven't already by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss future Boruto reviews and updates. And now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. So the last chapter ended off with Boruto coming to the rescue Goku style and saving not only little sister Himawari but also Sarada. He was then face to face with Sasuke clone Hidari and we were finally going to see what Boruto is truly capable of after the time skip. And not surprisingly, we start right there at the hype point where we left off. This chapter is called Thorn Soul Bulb and it ends up being a big deal as we'll see. We see Sumire on the cover of this one and I gotta say she's definitely become a central figure with the amount of focus she gets. So looking forward to seeing what Kishimoto has in store for her character. Keep in mind, most are still brainwashed into thinking Boruto is a village traitor and that Kawaki is the son of Naruto. And Boruto is not trying to argue the point, he's got bigger fish to fry with Hidari in front of him, but it's funny how he still refers to Konohamaru as Master Konohamaru. Definitely doesn't sound like the way a traitor would talk to the ones he's betrayed, so don't know how long it will last where Boruto is viewed as an enemy, but at this point, I don't think it will be much longer, especially as he's fighting the bigger threats to the village. And people can't just keep ignoring that. Boruto requests for Konohamaru to please keep Himawari safe. Keep in mind, Hidari is not really concerned with Himawari since his focus is on Sarada. But who knows when Jura will make a surprise appearance again, and oh boy does he, but more on that later. The fight starts quickly enough with Hidari attacking Boruto and Boruto blocking the attacks with his current blade, which was previously Sasuke's sword. Love that we actually have Boruto using a sword. You'd think that ninjas would have used them more often than we saw them use them in the original Naruto series, and giving the protagonist one as a main weapon was a cool touch here. I'm definitely a fan. I love the minimalistic way he uses it too here. He just takes it out a bit from its sheath to block and then uses wind style breakthrough with his other arm to send Hidari flying. Such a swift and smooth block and counterattack, I love it. Hidari then starts utilizing the claws to hide and teleport. Meanwhile, Kawaki and Delta are where Jura is. Kawaki assumes that Boruto used his space-time ninjutsu to go where Team 10 first ran to Hidari, and the sensory unit lets them know that yeah, Team 10 is wounded and heading toward the new district, while Himawari has met up with Konohamaru and Sarada, and Boruto is there too. Kawaki for his part is worried about Jura, who's just standing there not moving, wondering what is he up to. We then quickly jump to the main action again. We get Konohamaru's obligatory brainwashed questioning, asking Boruto what he's plotting. He questions why he'd show up here like nothing's changed, and he asks him if he understands his position. And it's like, bro, Konohamaru, read the room. You'd all be dead if he wasn't here, and now he's picking a fight with him. Come on. But thankfully, Sarada talks some sense into him and says, stop it. Didn't you see? If Boruto hadn't shown up, I'd be dead or worse. Finally, Konohamaru seems to get on board. Glad they didn't waste a lot of time with that, and he says watch out. The enemy can freely manipulate claw marks just like Code. Who knows where he could pop up? And Boruto is just like, yeah, looks like it. He also asks the sensory unit guy to focus on the claw marks, even the slightest movements of chakra. We get another obligatory, you're a traitor and you have no right to give orders comment, but thankfully with the gravity of the situation, people are getting on board pretty quickly. Sumire also lets him know that Hidari is after Sarada, and he completely ignored Konohamaru the moment he saw her. Sarada lets Boruto know that Hidari said he was gonna devour her, and she also assumes that those moves of his are related to her dad Sasuke becoming a tree. And by the way, out of context, that sounds so funny. Her dad becoming a tree, but we get what she means in the context of the story. And Konohamaru puts it together that this must be related to what is going on with Moegi, who herself was used to create the god tree clone Matsuri. And we pretty much knew as much, but Boruto spells it out here that this guy, meaning Hidari, came into being using old Sasuke's chakra as a source. But he adds, don't concern yourself with that, or hold back at all. Just focus on taking him down in order to save him. It's funny, Konohamaru is shocked and asks how he came by all this information, but Boruto just shuts him down saying, focus master Konohamaru, or you will die. Man, Boruto is so much more badass than he used to be, I have to say. Even the sensory ninja gets on board now and lets them know that he senses chakra moving in the claws, but it's everywhere. And then more of the fodder creatures appear. But they will be used in an interesting way, as we'll see. Boruto decides he'll cut down their numbers, while Sarada as the target should only deal with the ones that come to her. And she says, Roger. Let's just appreciate how quickly Boruto took the position of a leader here and how everyone is ultimately falling into line and following his lead. I know he doesn't doesn't plan on becoming Hokage, but he definitely is showing a lot of admirable Hokage skills here. All Konohamaru does for now is to tell Sumire that they should move away from the fighting. Boruto is slashing through the fodder creatures as the one that attacks Sarada turns out to be a Trojan horse of sorts, just a vehicle that Hidari uses to get close to her. He pretty much comes out from it. And like I said, this was a cool strategic move on his part. After he comes out of the fodder creature, he tries to turn Sarada into a tree yet again. Now we can at least hope that she'll be more useful than last time in this chapter because she actually knows what he's capable of now. But Boruto in this instance is too fast and appears launching a Rasengan that hurts Hidari and tears off his tree-making arm, thus freeing Sarada. Again, hoping to see Sarada shine too here, but she's been acting like a Sakura recently, if you know what I mean. Sarada is upset that he disappeared again, saying he's gonna go heal. We see that where he teleported, God Tree Roots helped heal his injury quickly. Then he reappears behind them. There are claws everywhere, showing how Hidari is pretty much hunting them as prey and could appear at any point to pounce. Sarada is worried and asks Boruto to jump into the sky. She says she will draw him out, and then Boruto can hit him with another Rasengan. But Boruto refuses, knowing that another Rasengan won't do the trick. Funny how the one time she tries to tell Boruto what to do, he has a better plan. And this is honestly one of the best parts of the chapter. He says he's gonna use the Uzuhiko at maximum output. He plans to kill Hidari, who has been a beast so far, with one blow. That's saying a lot. As we know, this attack uses the power of the planet. It's like the planet fighting back against these guys. Kind of like the Spirit Bomb, honestly, and we'll get into more similarities in a bit. Boruto explains and calls it a planet's chakra, but Uzuhiko is a new Rasengan that utilizes that energy, that rotation in orbit. He hypes up the technique big time by saying a single shot of this jutsu can take him down without letting him escape via the claw marks. Big talk and honestly so epic. He says it's possible if I don't hold back, because there's absolutely no limit to the Uzuhiko's power. Now that statement is absolutely insane. If true, that can take down Judah and everyone else too, but we'll see if power scaling leads them to downplaying its power eventually down the line. That happens sometimes. For now though, it sounds like the strongest attack ever. But with this limitless power, there's a catch. And I mentioned the Spirit Bomb. This is a lot like that too. Again, not exactly the same, obviously, but it also needs to be charged up, and in this case, Boruto also needs to take in the planetary chakra through both feet. So he needs to keep his feet on the ground and can't fly up. And in order to kill him in a single blow, he'll need quite a lot. It's definitely a cool Naruto reworking of the Spirit Bomb, and I'm all for it. Boruto asks Sarada to buy time, and she agrees. Hidari starts coming up, and this time Konohamaru shows up and uses Rasen Barrier to help. It's funny, Boruto is like, I thought I asked you to guard Himawari, which is hilarious that he even expected his senior, who views him as a traitor, to follow his orders. But Konohamaru actually stands up to him, which Sarada really doesn't do, saying, I'll decide what my priority is, thanks. Instead of complaining, get that jutsu ready. Which is a great point. I think Konohamaru definitely made the right call here, reading the situation well. Of course, it's scary to think what if Judah suddenly showed up, what would happen to Himawari, but in his defense, they may not even get the luxury of worrying about Judah if they lose to Hidari first. So overall, I like what they're doing with Konohamaru's character. He's being more useful than they could have made him, honestly, and I like that. Hidari then pops up like whack-a-mole and successfully grabs Sarada with his I'll turn you into a tree arm. Finally though, we get Sarada being useful, which is what I want to see and what I expect from Sarada because she's an awesome character. Thank you very much Kishimoto for this part. Instead of just needing saving from Boruto nonstop, she counterattacks beautifully here. She uses a technique called Chidori Stream to hurt and maybe momentarily paralyze Hidari since it is a lightning attack. Then she takes him by the arm and flips him over her head in epic fashion. Now Boruto sees his chance. Although he clarifies it still ain't perfect, aka this isn't a fully charged technique, but he says it's now or never with this opportunity that Sarada created. Without lifting his feet from the ground, he uses Rasengan Uzuhiko. It looks like a mini and concentrated hurricane with wind that captures the victim and seems to rip them to shreds. The smallest piece of him remains, probably because it wasn't fully charged, and he starts regenerating from that. However, this time Kawaki shows up and traps him. Even Kawaki proves useful in this one. This chapter is definitely a team effort. Kawaki launches his own attack, which all but ends Hidari. I love the classic Kawaki line where he says, hey, you look to be in pain. let me ease your suffering. In the original Naruto series, Naruto was the happy, goofy one compared to Sasuke, who was the edgier, more badass one. But it looks like they made both Boruto and Kawaki badass types in this series. Let me know how you like it in the comments, and if you would have preferred a Naruto-like character to balance it out more. They think it's over, but a thing recovers from almost nothing. Luckily, it's not Hidari's true body, but his Thorn Soul Bulb, as our Jiraiya clone Kashin Koji lets Boruto know. So many clones in Boruto, man. I feel like they should be calling it Naruto Clone Wars at this point. Then, when it looks like they got him, and victory is assured, Kawaki confronts Boruto again. He says, "Hold up, explain. What is that thing?" Boruto says it's something that will help save his master, who was turned into a tree. He then says, "Now let go of me, Kawaki, or I'll cut your arm off." Love the tension between these two. Kawaki keeps pushing though, saying, "Told by whom? Whose information is it?" Nice to see that someone like Kawaki knows when to use whom versus who. Then suddenly Boruto gets hit and he drops the bulb. Everyone is shocked as he falls. Notably, Sarada screams out for Boruto. And I'm thinking to myself, these two have to end up together. Down the line, that is. Then we see that it's actually the work of Jura. He says he missed Boruto's vitals, but Delta is more shocked he could even take shots from such an insane distance. Sarada, hoping to save her dad, tries to pick up the bulb, but she's hit too. And then Jura draws the thing to himself, which means that Hidari might come back and Sasuke still won't. Boruto is now still on the ground, so probably hurt pretty badly. He says, "Damn it," as it looks like he missed his chance. Now, I didn't know if Jura would retreat for now, but it doesn't look like he will. Instead, he says that Boruto knows about the Thorn Soul Bulb already and calls him a lot more dangerous than they'd anticipated. He says very well, Kawaki alone should be enough as Otsutsuki fodder. "Boruto, I've decided that you need to die," he says. So it looks like the next chapter will continue with Jura fighting the gang, since he clearly wants to kill Boruto as soon as possible, but we'll see what happens. It was hyped to see a glimpse of what Boruto was capable of, and of course it's implied that he's capable of even more if given enough time, but that technique is definitely very difficult to pull off, which is good for balancing it out and not making it too broken. Let me know what you thought about this chapter, if you're hyped for the next one. Hopefully we see useful Sarada making an appearance like today, but I still think something will happen to interrupt this fight sooner than later, and then we'll get a chance for Boruto to recover and for Himawari to better master Kurama before round 2. If you did enjoy this one, you don't want to miss my All-Tailed Beasts Explained video, link on screen right now. Like and subscribe for more Boruto on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.